According to Shams Charania's sources, Kyrie isn't anti-vaccine. He just wants to be a voice for the voiceless in a bigger fight against perceived control of society. What do you make
Right,
of
right.
Kyrie's reason for remaining unvaccinated?
Well, we thought we were gonna simmer down after that last topic. It's not gonna happen.
Mm-mm.
Yeah,
Oh God.
Kyrie now claiming he's not anti-vax, similar to when he later claimed he was not flat Earth. He just wanted to do a thought experiment to see how everybody would react, and then later was like, actually, my bad, I did get caught in the YouTube hole, and I really did think the Earth was flat, but now I'm good. But wasn't that so funny how everyone reacted? No, it wasn't. And same for this, right? Like, I'm not actually anti-vax because now I understand the problems that will be associated with me putting my name to that movement before even the COVID vaccination was involved. So instead, I'm going to claim to be fighting just for the right. Not every stand is the same. You're not Colin Kaepernick, who's acting as a martyr for bringing to light a cause that's necessary. What you're bringing to light is anti-science. Let's be selfish. Let's not listen to all of the actual facts that tell you that I'm protecting myself and everyone else around us. Let's ignore all of the hospitals that are completely full and all of the people that are dying from causes that could be saved if not for the fact that COVID has taken over every hospital in their neighborhood and every surrounding neighborhood. Like, let's ignore all of the facts out there because I think I'm smarter than everybody. And that's Kyrie's deal. And I'm so sick of it. No, I do not care about what his excuse is. Just get vaccinated and stop publicly talking in a way that might influence others to be as ignorant as you are.
My favorite thing about this, right? Obviously, the whole thing is ridiculous, but is this idea that he wants to be the voice for the voiceless, right? But he hasn't said anything. That's like Banksy
Right.
saying he wants to be the face of the faceless for artists across the world. He don't show his damn face. What are you talking about? Don't fall for the okie doke, you guys, because here's what's happening, all right? What you're seeing is I'm seeing people that I actually respect cape for Kyrie right now.
Mm-hmm.
And what we're experiencing is the duality of Kyrie Irving, because the truth of the matter is he is compassionate enough and he does care about people enough to believe in some way that he could go out on a limb, right, on the benefit of other people. We've seen what he's done with his philanthropic efforts. We see what he did paying WNBA salaries.
Yep.
He has a caring and giving heart, and I will give him that, okay? But what you are currently experiencing, as Sarah just said, is a PR push right now. This is we've got to make lemons out of lemonade, because Kyrie has been associated with not only anti-masking, but he actually doesn't care that much about this. And finally, the Nets drew a line in the sand and said, enough with this shit. Are you in or are you out? And now we're going to spin this and say, it's not about, because he's not going to lie and say, well, I did the research and now I'm good to get the vaccine. He's doing this. So inevitably, when he does get that vaccine, because even for Kyrie, that $32 million is important, and that potential $250 million that he's potentially turning down by not playing anymore, when he does get vaccinated, which I believe is coming, he'll be able to say, listen, this was about the people, but at the end of the day, I can help more people by playing in the NBA and using my platform. So I got vaccinated for you. Instead of saying, which we all knew from the beginning, he didn't give a damn about what went into his body. He is a contrarian without a cause, as Howard Bryant so astutely tweeted.
Also, like doing half the work. This is Kyrie doing half the work. I understand he's compassionate, but you're doing half the work, okay? Your brain ran out of endurance and bonked halfway through thinking about this because you didn't get all the way down the line. Do you know what the ultimate job loss is? Death. Do you know who loses their jobs? People who are out 6 to 8 weeks with COVID. You know who loses their jobs? People who can't afford anything because their health care isn't provided by their employer and because they can't afford to pay bills for themselves or for family members who get COVID. Every single choice has an up and a down. If you don't get vaccinated, I'm cool. You feel real good about being the protagonist of your own reality. You figured it out. Guess what you also did? You also expose everyone else around you to the risk. You also incur a cost to society, your teammates, and everyone around you by not doing that because you volunteer. Not maybe, you volunteered to be a vector for the virus. The only voiceless thing that Kyrie is giving a voice to here is the virus. That's it. That's Team COVID. There's not really, you can have a lot of debates about protocols if you're the kind of person who is sort of up on these things. If you're a virologist or an epidemiologist, I'd love to hear all about it. But when it comes to civil liberties, there's the civil liberty of me not being forced to sit in an office with dirty people who aren't vaccinated.
Right. Well, and
I
also, to
repeat,
your point,
where what? Sorry, go ahead, Sarah.
no, I want to hear it. That sounded very dramatic and passionate.
I was just going to say, and to your point, where was Kyrie for the last 50 years since they've been mandating vaccines to go to schools? Where has he been when I had to go get my daughter, my 2-year-old, all of her shots just so that she could start daycare? Where are those people?
Because he's not
Nowhere.
actually anti the
he doesn't
choice
care.
of what you put on your body. It's I got caught in another YouTube spiral, and I can't admit to the fact that I believe conspiracy theorists and disinformation campaigns more than I do actual science, because that is something I know I'll get railroaded for. To what you said before, Spencer, worth noting as well. He says he wants to be a voice for the voiceless. This is a guy who, to Elle's point, has advocated on behalf of, in particular, Black men and women in the past. Well, guess what? Black men are dying at 3 times the rate of anybody else of COVID. Women are losing jobs disproportionately when compared to men because of the effects of COVID on the economy, their ability to balance healthcare and childcare and taking care of the home with their job. Everybody's working from home now, so they're disproportionately losing their jobs because of that. All of this goes into the decision that you make when you claim to be fighting on behalf of people, when you are not in fact fighting for them. You are fighting in opposition to them, because what you are fighting for is the opportunity for a disease to spread and continue turning into different variations that are going to further kill the people that you claim to be fighting for. And that's why your point is so valid. He did half the work or none of it. I think what Jeff Van Gundy said, my favorite part of this is I'm doing my own research. Oh, did you build a lab? Did you stop your job and go get your master's in epidemiology? Did you do a bunch of peer-reviewed studies?
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming, sports, and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.